Good morning, everybody. Today's topic of discussion is about adrenergic system and the drugs. In last few classes, we have already studied about cholinergic system. So now we take up adrenergic system and drugs. Adrenergic transmission. We should learn first adrenergic transmission, or more precisely noradrenergic transmission. You know very well that it is restricted to the sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system. And there are three neurotransmitters mainly which are involved, and they are called catecholamines. Catecholamines. Catecholamines are compounds with a catechol nucleus and amino acid side chain. Neurotransmitters or the catecholamines which are involved in this adrenergic neurotransmission and adrenergic transmission are: first one is noradrenaline. It is a neurotransmitter at post-ganglionic sympathetic sites or post-ganglionic sympathetic sites. The neurotransmitter is noradrenaline, except sweat glands, hair follicles, and some vasodilator fibers, and in certain areas of brain. So we can generalize that it is the neurotransmitter at all post-ganglionic sympathetic sites except sweat gland, hair follicles, some vasodilator fibers, and in certain areas of brain. Adrenaline is secreted by adrenal medulla and may have a role in central nervous system. Dopamine is predominant transmitter in brain, basal ganglia, hypothalamus, limbic system, vomiting center, anterior pituitary, and some splanchnic neurons and renal vessel neurons, peripheral neurons. So there are three main neurotransmitters which are called catecholamines, and these are noradrenaline, adrenaline, and dopamine. Now we come to synthesis of catecholamine. How it is synthesized? Tyrosine is the precursor, which is an essential amino acid and is present in food and body fluid. Tyrosine is synthesized in the body from a related amino acid called phenylalanine. So, phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine with the help of phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme. Phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme converts phenylalanine to tyrosine, which in turn, this tyrosine is again converted to dihydroxyphenylalanine with the help of tyrosine hydroxylase. Tyrosine is converted to dihydroxyphenylalanine with the help of tyrosine hydroxylase, which is present in the cytoplasm. Now, dopa decarboxylase, also present in the cytoplasm, acts on this dihydrophenylalanine, which is, in short, we can say dopa. This dopa is converted to dopamine, and this is actively taken by synaptic vesicles. The dopamine is converted to noradrenaline with the help of dopamine beta hydroxylase. dopamine beta hydroxylase converts dopamine to noradrenaline. This dopamine dehydroxylase is present in synaptic vesicles. In this way, noradrenaline is synthesized, which at adrenal medulla, one another enzyme, N-methyltransferase, converts it to adrenaline. Noradrenaline is converted to adrenaline with the help of N-methyltransferase. This is in short about synthesis of catecholamines. Now, this noradrenaline thus formed inhibits the enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase and regulates the production of noradrenaline. This process is called end product inhibition, and the enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase is the rate limiting enzyme. नॉनएड्रेनालिन फॉर्मेशन के बाद क्या होगा कि जो टायरोक्सिन हाइड्रोक्सिलेज एंजाइम को रेगुलेट करता है और इससे इसका सिंथेसिस जो है रुक जाता है, तो इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं एंड प्रोडक्ट इनहिबिशन. एंजाइम डोपा डिकार्बोक्सिलेज इज प्रेजेंट इन साइटोप्लाज्म व्हिच कैन बी inhibited by alpha methyl dopa. This is a drug and commercially available as aldonet. This enzyme can be inhibited by carbidopa and benserazide. This enzyme dopa decarboxylase is present in the cytoplasm, which can be inhibited by alpha methyl dopa, carbidopa and benserazide. Enzyme dopa dehydroxylase is present in synaptic vesicles. N-methyltransferase is present in adrenal medulla and CNS neurons, which facilitates conversion of noradrenaline to adrenaline. And this enzyme is induced and stimulated by cortisol. Now, the neurotransmitter has been synthesized and it has to be stored. So, we should learn about the storage of the enzyme. Most of the noradrenaline present in the adrenergic neuron are present either in the vesicles, that is chromatin granules, or in pre-stage in cytoplasm. Storage vesicles contains noradrenaline in a complex with ATP. That is, one molecule of noradrenaline is combines with 4 ATP, 1:4 ratio, and a protein called chromogranin. So, in a storage vesicles, noradrenaline is stored in a complex with ATP in the chromogranin along with the protein that is called chromogranin. Noradrenaline is stored in a specific protein-bound storage granules to protect it from MAO, that is monoamine oxidase, MAO, monoamine oxidase. And some noradrenaline are free. Noradrenaline is stored in a specific protein-bound vesicles to protect it from monoamine oxidase, which is the hydrolyzing enzyme. So, to protect it from it, it is stored in the vesicular granules, and some noradrenaline are free. Now, how these neurotransmitters are released? Release of noradrenaline. When the nerve impulse reaches, there is depolarization of nerve terminal membrane occurs, which leads to increase in calcium ion permeability, leading to storage, leading to fusion of the storage vesicles to the inner surface of neuronal plasma membrane, and this results in release of contents of the vesicles into the synaptic cleft by exocytosis. Part of the released noradrenaline at synaptic cleft reaches the effector cells, acts on postsynaptic receptors and produces biological effect, after which it is metabolized. Remaining part carried by bloodstream to distal organ to act as hormone. This is more important for adrenaline than noradrenaline. A part of released noradrenaline stimulates presynaptic alpha-2 adrenoreceptor, resulting in decrease in the output of noradrenaline. This also stimulates presynaptic beta adrenoreceptor, which promotes increase in the output of noradrenaline. Thus, the release of noradrenaline is modulated according to the need of the body. Presynaptic receptors of the substances like dopamine, prostaglandin, angiotensin II, histamine, enkephalin also modulates the release of noradrenaline. Response or the effect. Noradrenaline acts on a specific adrenoreceptor, which may be alpha or beta, and produces biological effect. Now, we should know a little bit about the fate of this noradrenaline. So, there are two types of mechanisms: reuptake and metabolism by specific enzymes. Reuptake. What is reuptake? The major part of the endogenously released noradrenaline goes neuronal uptake 1, major part. Neuronal uptake 1, out of which some noradrenaline is inactivated by mitochondrial monoamine enzyme. Major portion undergoes granular uptake 3, which is protected from monoamine oxidase, and few noradrenaline undergoes extrarenal neuronal uptake 2 by effector organ, and metabolism is done by catechol O-methyltransferase enzyme and mitochondrial monoamine oxidase. Now, metabolism by specific enzyme. Monoamine oxidase is the mitochondrial enzyme present in the nervous and non-nervous tissue and causes oxidative deamination. MAO is of two types, A and B, and another hydrolyzing enzyme is COMT, catechol O-methyltransferase, and this cytoplasmic enzyme is present mainly in tissue, and it converts adrenaline to methamphetamine and noradrenaline to normethamphetamine, upon which monoamino oxidase acts and it is converted to vinyl mandelic acid, or that is VMA, and excreted in urine. Vinyl mandelic acid is excreted in urine. This is the metabolized product, and 24 hours urine contains 2 mg to 6.5 mg of vinyl mandelic acid. If VMA in 24 hours urine is more than 26 mg, we can guess probably the patient is suffering from pheochromocytoma. Apart from VMA, urine contains some adrenaline, metanephrine and non-metanephrine.